I don't see. There's the recording sign.
Okay.
No more funny business. He's recording.
Okay.
Wished I had some sort of
Tambourine.
darn you. I don't have anything like that. Welcome everyone to Three Guys One Music. I am Jamie. As always, I'm here with Mike and Grant. Welcome,
Hello.
guys.
All right.
What's happening?
We're just here with our new friend Jack,
Ooh,
ready for another
Hi,
brilliant
Jack.
podcast.
Yes. Today we're going to spook it up and talk a little bit about some of our favorite scary songs. And I have no idea what songs that the two other gentlemen are going to talk about. And
What about us, Jamie?
That's right.
I-
Where's the
Who are
gentleman?
these gentlemen you're talking about?
yeah, my list is going to be a little of this and a little bit of that. So I have a guess as to which way Mike is going to go. I really have a guess, but I think I know what artist he's going to mention. I think I have a feeling. But,
VeggieTales Halloween.
We'll see.
In there somewhere.
All right. So we're going to, as always, talk about what we've been listening to this week.
You have a list? It's been 6 hours since our last podcast. You already
They don't
have a
know
list.
that. No,
Oh.
this is my list for.
I don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about. I do not know what you're talking about.
I have no recollection of that, Senator.
Well, what have you been listening to, Grant?
I have been listening to not a whole lot. I really can't say. Doing some 80s a la Rick Springthorpe. That's his real name, by the way. That's not a secret.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
Rick,
did not know that. Either.
well, learn something every day.
I don't really think I would have gone to the trouble to change it. It was that not.
Yeah,
that
it's
much
not
different.
terrible. I mean,
Springthorpe. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, just through his 80s DJ show, he just played some cool stuff and just left it on shuffle after that. And 80s on 8, I believe that's plug Sirius XM. And they play some cool stuff most of the time. And that's all I can really recollect. Nothing specific, just throwing it back. Just reliving the dream.
What have I been listening to? Oh, well, yeah, it's not been a long time since we've been together, but Band of Skulls. I wish more people knew about him. What a super, just a good rocking band. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Idols. I'm a recent convert to Idols. They're pretty awesome. I had to drive to Raleigh, North Carolina today. And Susie and the Banshees accompanied me.
As always.
And yeah, it was, well, there are 2 accidents, so I had some extra time to listen to it.
Was Susie wearing clothes?
What? Where did that come from?
I don't know. When I think of her as kind of scantily clad.
Well, I can see that. That's happened in the past.
That's one of the
one other artist I listened to on the way back, Myrkur. I hope I say that right. Myrkur. Danish artist.
Yeah.
Things kind of like Scandinavian folk type music. Not exclusively, but it's in that vein. Some folk music, some heavier stuff. It's pretty interesting, pretty moody. Might be on my list tonight. Who knows?
Hint, hint. All right. Well, before I give my what I've been listening to, I just want to remind everybody, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate your support. It really helps us out a lot. So thank you so much for that.
For the children.
Yes, exactly. Gotta feed the needy.
For the Halloween children.
I've been listening to more Strat related music. I've been listening to Jimi Hendrix's 1968 Live at Winterland release, which was actually one of the very first CDs that I ever bought in the late 80s. And it's my favorite live performance that I'm aware of by him. It's just fantastic. And been listening to Bryan Adams anthology, all those great songs he wrote. Keith Scott on lead guitar, which is I love his guitar playing.
Mm-hmm. So
and,
melodic.
Yeah, very melodic and more Strat goodness. I was going to say goodiness. I'll go with that too. And Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, his new release, I Want Blood. That's my favorite solo record of his. It's really, really well produced.
I haven't
Joe
checked it out yet.
Joe Barresi produced that, and he's one of my favorite producers. And yeah, I just like this record a lot. I think it's got a good vibe to it.
Was that released like very recently or just
like,
this year?
Yeah, Friday.
Oh, Friday. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah, there's been I think there were 3 tracks in advance, and the title track is my favorite so far.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's good. You know, I haven't really did a deep dive on it, but I like what I've heard so far. Good stuff.
Yeah, cool. Each time you say you're listening to Strat music, I'm waiting to hear Richie Blackmore. Is that in your wheelhouse?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
is that a classic Strat sound?
Yeah. You know, what's great about Richie Blackmore is that he used, I think guitar players know this. It wasn't like any big secret, but he used an Akai tape recorder as a preamp, and he would plug into that before he went into his Marshalls, and it gave this extra boost, and it really fattened the sound up. And that was his trick for years. I don't know what he's done, you know, since then, but that was, you know, that machine. From my understanding, he used that through all the classic Deep Purple era.
Yeah.
As you can get, but that was a sound that he loved, and he couldn't find anything to replace it for a long time. But yeah, I think about Burn. Boy, that would be a spooky song tonight, but it's not on my list. But yeah, Burn is one of my favorite Deep Purple songs, and that's just got one of the best Strat sounds to me ever. Love it.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. I mean, I don't love his soloing, you know, but his rhythms and his writing, I really loved. So, but his sound was fantastic.
Yeah.
Big fan of his. Yeah, very much.
All righty then.
All right. So who wants to go first with their first spooky pick?
I'll go first.
All right.
Because I took a different tack.
I wore my spooky shirt and you can't see it. How do I get out of there?
My Montana
skeleton
shirt on.
Oh, Montana. Nice.
Yeah. I bought this in Montana. So
all right.
It's authentic.
It is authentic. Oh, don't go down. Let's don't talk about authentication. Oh, goodness.
That's another podcast.
That is another podcast.
Yes, it could be.
Yes, it might be. Yes.
All right.
This is a very spooky song by a little band out of England, trio called The Police. And it's a little, I believe it was a #1 hit. And it's Every Breath You Take. And so many people back in the day, and maybe even now, thought it was a love song.
Totally misinterpreted.
Yes. And it's not a love song. It's a
stalker song.
Yes, it's a borderline creep song.
Yeah.
If you maybe even over the border. But it's brilliant because the music just lulls you into that. Oh, this is
right.
A love song. It's love song music with over the top obsessive lyrics.
It's a clever title. Yes. The title would lead you to believe that it is something else.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yes,
I love the fact that you went down this way instead of just being so on the nose. Because some of my, most of mine are more. I just love the fact that you did that. I just want to say that.
I thought I wanted to do something little, not the typical everything. But yeah, that's the first one because if you don't know, if you've just always thought of that song as a love song, check out the lyrics and read the lyrics without the music, and you do go,
revisit your wedding that you played it at.
Yes,
in your mind, so you can
your anniversaries and your proposals and whatever else you've used that.
Watch your wedding videos with people dancing to it. So you're like, oh my god, what did I do?
You've ruined it for the kids now.
I'm so sorry. My apologies.
All right, let's don't talk about Santa. Really nuts.
Jamey, what's your choice?
Okay, my first choice. I've got several to talk about. I am going to go ahead and just get to what I think is one of the creepiest songs ever. I'm not going to save this for last. I'm just going to go right to it. And it's Hamburger Lady by Throbbing Gristle. It is one of the creepiest songs that you will ever hear.
You had that on your list, didn't you?
Well, I'll skip over that now.
It is.
I'm not familiar with the.
It is creepy.
Hamburger Whistle, you say?
Hamburger Lady by Throbbing Gristle.
Throbbing Gristle.
Yeah, sorry.
I was made aware of the song. This is from an industrial band, and I think this song is from 1978, and it is spooky and creepy. The idea behind this is a lady had such severe burns that she looked like a 200-pound hamburger, and she was just in immense pain. But that's what the song is, the basis for it. But it's creepy. The way they put these instruments in it, you have to check it out. It is spooky.
I'm scared to check it out, actually.
It's going to haunt you. You won't be able to sleep tonight if you listen to it.
Now, when did you first hear this song?
15 years ago.
Okay, so it stayed with you that long.
Yeah, 15 years ago. Oh, yeah. Once you know about it, if you Google, I didn't need to, but if you Google some of the creepiest, spookiest songs, it's going to be on the list. It really is one of those songs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's worth. Yeah, I'm glad that I stumped you guys because I thought for sure you'd be familiar with it.
Once you hear it, you can't.
It's not a song. I mean, it's not a song in the typical sense, but it is this unbelievable.
How could it be a song in the typical sense?
Well, it's spooky. Like I said, it's really creepy. So I wanted to just get to the goods from the beginning. I didn't even want to beat around the bush, so to speak.
I will trepidatiously check it out.
I dare you.
With my hand on the pause button. Wait, no, I did not need to hear that.
Make sure it's during the day, or at least with the lights on.
I dare you to do it tonight before you go to bed. I dare you.
And play it for Tracy.
Yeah.
Hey, I just learned about this cool song. Let's check it out.
All right. I'm warning you. All right. That's my first choice.
All right. Well, we didn't, we've already said that it's not been very long since we were last together, and we didn't really discuss this. So I made I made a couple of playlists.
Okay.
Because I'm having a Halloween party, and you want a certain kind of music for your Halloween party.
Yes. Hamburger Lady will be on that list after you listen to it.
That's my new costume.
I'm writing this
Hamburger Lady
down.
I'm telling you. Once you know about it, you're never going to forget about it.
How do you spell gristle?
Gristle.
I know how to spell gristle. So I came up with different types of music to listen to at my party, and no particular songs, because all of these artists are pretty much par for the course. If you want to make a Halloween playlist, this is a way to go. And I started off with psychobilly. This that psychobilly vibe, just something fun, something rocking,
your favorite
something
genre.
silly. Horror Pops is a band I discovered a long time ago. Man, I miss seeing them in concert when they were here in the States. And
stand-up bass, right? I'm aware of them. Yeah.
A Dutch. Are they Dutch? They're Danish band. I think they're in California now. But songs like Walk Like a Zombie and She's Headed for the Disco, just fun songs with that, with the slap bass sound. It moves right along, and it's got that Halloween feel, of course, with a name like Horror Pops.
Right.
Another band on the list would be the Misfits. Of course, the Glenn Danzig era. That's the best time.
I've got a Danzig song on my list.
Totally agree.
Do you? Of course you do. Where Eagles Dare. What a great song. And songs like London Dungeon. Just a creepy feel. And great kind of punk rock kind of song. The Cramps. Everybody's familiar now with Goo Goo Muck from the Wednesday series. But the other songs like Bikini Girls with Machine Guns. Just classic. Great fun stuff to dance along to. One I mentioned last week was the Ghastly Ones. Ghastly Ones is a surf horror band from California.
Surf.
Hall and Hearst would be the standout song from their album, but you know, it's all good. It's all good fun with the B-movie references and El Santo and Blue Demon references to, you know, Mexican wrestlers. I first heard about them watching SpongeBob with the kids, because for one Halloween episode, the Ghastly Ones did their own version of SpongeBob's Scaredy Pants, the theme song, and it's just awesome. But
raised eyebrow, Jamey.
I'm scared.
Yeah, those but those, you know, those bands, you can't go wrong with any of their albums, you know, if you want that kind of, you know, kitschy Halloween kind of soundtrack for your party.
I think that you're a film guy. I think that we ought to write a script about a surfer who's a serial killer. What that would be called, I don't know. Surf killer, surf death, surf something. Those two have to be intertwined in some way. I just get a sense that it would work.
And at the end, he gets horribly, disfigurably burned, and then you can play Hamburger Surfer.
I'd have to get the rights from Throbbing Gristle for that. But.
Yes, and his murder weapon of choice would be a surfboard. And the trick is to figure out how to hide that until the murder.
I think what would be more clever is killing with the surf wax.
Yes.
Figure out how to kill with that. That would be clever.
Okay, we'll stop discussing this here. Someone might steal our idea.
I think we've got to work on it.
You can disguise the fins of the surfboard.
Yeah.
And sharpen them to a razor sharp edge.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Let's talk about this later.
We'll get Birdwell on board as a sponsor.
Yes.
Or Sex
I used
Wax.
to love their shorts. They used to have several of theirs. Yeah. So, Grant, what do you have?
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's an instrumental.
Ooh,
from a movie.
Yes.
It's in 5/4, and it's mostly piano. It's the Halloween theme, written by John Carpenter.
I almost put this in. It is very creepy.
It's very creepy, and it's perfect.
Yes.
And it's fun to play on the piano.
Yes.
It's easy, but it is in 5/4, so if you get stumbled by 5/4, it might be a little tricky for you.
What a great song. There's no mistaking that.
Yes.
You know exactly what
once you've heard it, you always know what that is. By the first note or two notes, name that tune, you know what that is.
You know, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Maybe most people do, but that was mainly filmed in Pasadena, California. And they would kind of put leaves down to mimic the Midwest, Illinois. Haddonfield, is that what the town was?
Yeah.
And I went to school not far from those neighborhoods where those houses were all filmed. And they did an awesome job of trying to portray that being a Midwestern town. And the second movie, The Hospital, where Lori is in, that was just north of the city. It may have been in Altadena. I don't recall that, but it was just north of the city, and it was closed down. So that's why I think that they had access to it when it was closed. I think.
Yeah.
So, but the building still is there. It was when I was out there.
Yeah. So, people take their pictures all the time in front of the Halloween house.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a house in somewhere in North Carolina. I can't remember. There's a house exactly like that.
Familiar.
I think they dress it up every Halloween, but I don't know.
It is funny though. It's probably, I have noticed this being in the Midwest a lot. There are neighborhoods that really do remind me of something that I would see in a movie like that. Good piece, you know, just they're very well kept houses, but they're clearly 100 years old or more, maybe.
Yeah.
But they really have that look. In Indiana and Illinois, there are neighborhoods very much like that. So I think they were smart to try to say it was one of those towns, because that's what it looked like. So I thought it was a very good job.
Yeah.
So am I up?
You're
Is
up.
it my turn?
You're up.
Okay. I'm going to go with Radiohead's Climbing Up the Walls.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a really, disturbing. I wouldn't say it's spooky or eerie, but it's disturbing. and it just is sort of relentless, and it makes you uncomfortable, I think. So that's, when I was trying to think about these songs, I really wanted to try to do something different, but not, like I said earlier, be right on the nose, but these are disturbing, some of these. But this is more the this is a little off center, I think, but I think it qualifies as a spooky song in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got to say about that one.
Well, you can't go wrong with
all I got to say.
Yeah, I like that song. I like that choice.
Nice.
Okay. Well, Halloween party is the time to invite those people you don't necessarily hang out with, and it's time to invite those cool goth kids, right? Bring them over, hang out with them,
right.
Play something for them, so they feel comfortable. If you're having a goth party, your soundtrack is obviously going to start with Susie and the Banshees. Any album,
wearing clothes,
wearing clothes. Her, you,
or
everybody
not,
should
or
be
not.
clothed. I mean, to begin with, anyway, right?
Right.
Songs like Spellbound. I could say Halloween, but that's on the same album, so I tried to mix it up. We Hunger is a good tune, but really all of her songs are really so atmospheric, as well as Bauhaus. Bauhaus, you could choose pretty much any album, and it's just brilliant for the ambiance you're trying to create. Bela Lugosi's Dead is the obvious choice. She's in Parties sticks out for me. I really love that song, that album too. It's just kind of, those songs they feel complete, but there's something missing. There's space in there for something else, and I think that's what gives it its creepiness. Who else have I got on my list? Sisters of Mercy, of course. If you're into that kind of industrial goth kind of music, like Lucretia, My Reflection, This Corrosion, obviously, or Marianne. Three great songs, but again, anything off their few albums is great to set the mood. And yeah, that's my goth soundtrack.
All right. So Mike's got 5 to each of our 1.
Very gothy.
So,
well, I'm going to run out really quick. So I'll just sit here and nod after you guys get to number 3.
All right, Grant. What do you got, man?
All righty. Let me look at my list here. I've got too many for this time, but I'm going to go with a song I heard as a young lad. By the band Cheap Trick.
Ooh.
And I did not know what to think of it as a young lad. I thought it was a great song, but the subject matter, when you listen to songs that are a little bit more intellectually lyrical than you are at the time, and you got to give it some time, and then you understand later. But it's Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's kind of German.
Yeah. And without getting the YouTube bots involved, because you can't say certain words, I'm not going to say a word, but it's when you leave the planet by choice. And they use Auf Wiedersehen, Sayonara, Buenas noches, and it's a very powerful song, and it makes you think. And at one point, Robin Zander is screaming at you in the song, so it's very haunting, especially with the subject matter. And it's just a fantastic song that I'm like, wow, how did they come up with that?
And this is what's interesting to me. That's from 1978's Heaven Tonight, which also includes The Surrender.
Yeah.
Which is about the most poppy, upbeat song that they did, maybe one of them.
Yeah.
And then you've got this other song on there, like Auf Wiedersehen, which is as dark as they ever got.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, very, very serious subject matter, but I love that record. It is a great record of theirs.
But yeah, that song has stuck with me all these years.
Yeah, I always have that record on my phone to pop in the car. All right. My next choice is gonna be John Wayne Gacy Jr. by Sufjan Stevens. And it's funny. I thought about this today. This is the second episode we've mentioned the artist with the last name Stevens. It's a great name.
I believe you have.
No, I mentioned Morton Stevens, Hawaii 5-0
yes.
composer.
Well, that's what I mean. You're the one mentioning.
Oh, I am. Yeah, but that's not why I'm mentioning it.
Very curious.
It's an amazing last name. John Wayne Gacy Jr. from the Come On Feel the Illinois record. That's a fantastic record. Again, turned on by the same guy that turned me on to Hamburger Lady. This guy must have a dark streak in him. But I had never heard of him prior to that. And I think he might have had another record out before then. I don't recall. I think the two records that I'm really a fan of, he'd already come out with. But I really enjoy that record. It's just, it's about John Wayne Gacy Jr. Chicago's, well, right outside of Chicago. I've driven by that guy's house where the house that happened. And above Chicago. So creepy.
Yeah.
Jamey, you got me twice tonight. That's another one I'm not familiar with. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a great song. It's really delicate. It's acoustic. And he sings it with so much, like I said, it's really, I wouldn't say emotion, but it's just really delicate. And it's not over the top, and it's actually beautiful in its own way. But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs from that record.
I just thought of a. No, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I just thought of a song. It's not even on my list, but you said it's a beautiful song, but it's about real life stuff. Yeah. And this is not on my list, so I'll just say it real quick. Yeah. Nebraska by Springsteen.
Yeah,
is a very
record
creepy. The song, it's about
my list.
about
one less thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Was this about Charles Starkweather?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good song.
I used to cover that song at open mic nights, and people would look like, what in the world? They were not familiar with it.
Anyway, just as unfamiliar with John Wayne Gacy Jr. song.
That even less probably.
Yeah.
But that's really I listen to that song as well, because it's really melodic and it's not hard to listen to. I think it's almost infectious the way he sings it. It's really good. I mean, he took this terrible subject matter and made it to where it's really listenable. So I mean, Sufjan, he's got 2 or 3 records that I really like his stuff. It's he's a good artist.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, he's good. He's from Brooklyn, New York.
All right, put the glasses back on. Oh, let's see. We're trying to create a mood this time. Something ethereal, something haunting. How about Epica from the Netherlands? Is that right?
Yes.
Are they from the Netherlands? I think.
That sounds right. I'm not certain.
But Epica is a heavy metal band, kind of symphonic. Of course, they're symphonic. They have strings and a choral section in every song, just about. Songs like Cry for the Moon and Beyond the Matrix stand out. Another band I missed seeing in concert. When they come by,
how dare you?
If they come again, you're going with me.
Okay.
You got to go. I got to have a partner. I'm going to butcher this name. Japanese trio, Ninja Nisu. I hope I said that right. If you're a fan and you know better, put it phonetically in the comments.
I'm not a fan yet. Not yet.
Songs like Color Out of Space and Great King of Terror. It's metal, but there's something about, it's Japanese, so it has a certain style to it, but there's something about someone yelling at you in a foreign language that you don't understand that is terrifying. But it's really good stuff. It doesn't have to be on your Halloween soundtrack, but that's a really good band. I'm going to save the other 2 for the next go round because I'm out of artists on my playlist. I'll split that up.
So am I next?
Grant's next.
I'm next.
Grant's next. Okay, sorry.
I'm next. All right.
Jack doesn't get a turn.
Oh, sorry, Jack. I'm going with an almost 12-minute opus by a band from the California. No, I was thinking of something. You messed me up. No, it's all right. Anyway, it's a song about the end of things called "The End" by the Doors.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the word Oedipus.
And no, I'll let everyone else figure that out.
Okay.
But,
very intense song. Very intense.
And
very,
the music, amazing. Very.
It is amazing.
Very. It's not proggy, but before there were many progs.
Very modal. It's very modal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that might be. I think Riders is probably my favorite, just for vibe.
Yeah.
But The End is such a close. It's so great. It is it's one of their best songs because it just. Yeah. The subject is a little out there.
When the story starts with the killer awoke before dawn, he put his boots on. You're in for something. But it's very again, my choices are probably more haunting than they are straight out spooky. But there you go, The End by the Doors.
I did consider that actually because I think that it's a great choice, because it is disturbing and it's ominous.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. Okay, I'm going to go with No Quarter by Led Zeppelin. And I just think this song has vibe. I don't know how spooky it is, but it kind of is. I think this song, the way they arranged the song and the way they've slowed it down, and especially the studio recording, it's just so, it's just amazing. It's beautiful. It's beautifully ugly. Sort of, but it's probably one of their creepier songs, if not the creepiest.
Yeah, it's definitely
just beautiful at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it qualifies, so I'm gonna stick with it.
I had it on my list, but I said I'm saving it in case somebody else has it. I don't want to step on toes.
That is a good choice. Yeah, I agree. Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Grabbing at straws over here. Oh man,
that's a scary song.
The others are that I have written down anyway are moody, just creating a mood, haunting mood. Hylang is a band from they're from, I think they're from Norway and Germany. They're from all over the place, but it's Nordic folk music made with the original instruments. And it's very haunting, very Iron Age, Viking kind of stuff. Very powerful stuff. Every song is a ritual, it seems. So even, if you like weird stuff, even if it's not Halloween, I highly recommend listening to Hylang. The other band, kind of in the same vein, but not quite the same music, and I am going to butcher this name, is a Greek band, Daemonia Nymphae. And they also make music with their own created instruments. They create their own instruments to play the music, but I think it's more improvisational. It's not necessarily folk music, even though it feels like that. Songs like Witch's Lullaby, Awakening Horos, good songs, and certainly worth a listen. Again, not necessarily Halloween music, but it fits in that vibe if you're creating a mood.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's the most important thing, is it's got to have a certain vibe of disturbing. And that's how I think about it. That's how
he thinks about it.
Fun stuff.
All right. We're at our last choice, correct?
Oh.
I think that's 5. This is 5. All right. I'm going with a song by Marshall Mathers, otherwise known as Eminem. And this is a little ditty called Stan. How Every Breath You Take was an obsessive love song. This is more of an obsessive fan song, obviously. If you've not heard it, spoiler alert, it's a very old song, but it's been out there a while. But anyway, yes, totally psycho and creepy.
Yes. Yeah, I think that qualifies. I'm not a huge I don't usually have him on my playlist, but I have total respect for him. And I think it comes down to lyrical content versus music writing. And that's just where I'm always going to lean toward, as something that makes me feel a certain way. I know it's blasphemous, but I don't pay attention to the lyrics as much as I should. And I've been reminded of that recently.
Blasphemer.
One of our episodes that is still yet to air. You know, there are just, I don't pay attention to lyrics. And I think Stuart Copeland has the same affliction. You know, it's just like I don't know. The music has to move me. That's what I'm trying to say, to a certain point, and has to make me feel a certain way. So once that captivates me, then I can kind of maybe put some attention toward the lyrics. But yeah, so I am familiar with the song. I think it qualifies. It's good. So man, we're zipping right through these. This is pretty good.
I got more if you want to continue.
I'm gonna go with Not to Touch the Earth by the Doors.
Ah, great song.
I think that is a very creepy song in its own way. It's different than The End. That's just so brooding, The End. But this is almost upbeat, creepy. And I think it's got a tritone in it. I think. It's been a minute since I've heard it, you know, but it's got kind of a weird melody to it. So yeah,
second section,
yeah. So I think that is one of the songs that wouldn't necessarily be on a playlist when I'm going to the beach or anything. You know?
Yeah.
There are several Doors songs that would fall into that. Same category.
But that's a good song. That does touch a nerve with me when I hear it. You know.
Yeah.
It kind of has an emotional quality.
Yeah. There are others I have on my list. Going to let that be it, you know. And as always, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Please like and subscribe. We really, really appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week. And thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate everything as always. And we'll see you then.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
You will.